Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Rachel Klein and I will be your presenter for today's topic of advancing groups and classes. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So before you do any mass changes in your database, whether it's a mass edit, whether you have a bunch of people you need to get updated, you always want to make sure you make a backup. So before we do anything with advancing groups and classes, you really want to make sure you get in the software and you make a backup of your data. So if something were to go awry in the advancing process, you have your data at the point before you started making the mass changes that you can always restore and get back to. We have a lot of good information on our website about how to back up data, how often, where to save it, that type of thing. But today I'm just going to show you the simple way. You go to Administration and you hit this backup button. Then you simply choose where you want the backup to go and you start the backup process. It takes a matter of seconds and sometimes it can be a really life-changing thing. If you get to a situation where something gets messed up and you need to go back, you have that backup. It's huge. So when in doubt, make a backup. You can never have too many, okay? So I'm going to open up membership here, and once you set up your groups and classes, so I want to clarify something between school grade and groups and classes. They are two different things, okay? So your school grade, that is simply the grade of school that individual is in, okay? That is something that you track in people on the individual's record here in membership. This is simply just a school grade. It has nothing to do with what groups and class they're involved in, nothing to do with what Sunday school class, choir, things like that. Okay, so your school grade field is going to be over here on the right, and these fields, you can add new ones or edit them if you wish, but it's pretty straightforward. So this is what we're talking about tomorrow. Okay, today we're talking about your groups and classes. So if you go up here under groups and skills, you go into set up groups, and if you have them organized in departments as I do, I'm going to expand classes and show you these are your different groups and classes that you have assigned people to. So today's example, the example in the book, if you're following along, has to do with school grade. Has to do with groups and classes. There I go. And we're focusing specifically on Sunday school, okay? So the biggest thing to keep in mind when you're setting up your groups and classes, a lot of people are going to set them up for Sunday schools, and that is going to be organized by age or by grade. So for these examples in the workbook, you can see we have a Sunday school class for 1st and 2nd grade, 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, and then it jumps down to junior high is here with 7th and 8th, and then you have your senior high youth fellowship. So you want to make sure you have all of your Sunday school classes entered in here, and you have those people then assigned to it. Now, when you want people to advance to those newer grades or older grades as they get older, you have to make sure for your groups and classes you have this box checked over on the right. This allows you to advance this group that you have highlighted on the left. So if I click through these quickly, you can see all of them have the show on advance screen checked. Now, it is possible some of your groups you have no need to ever advance someone out of it to the next level. If that's the case, then you can remove this check mark for that specific group over on the left. Okay? So we need to know, or we need to verify that we want them to show on the advanced screen, but we also need to know what group or class those people are advancing to. So along with having them show, we need to know the flow of where people are going to go within those groups. Okay, so once you have all the groups you need to advance checked, then we're going to come up here to this advanced groups option up at the top. Now, this is going to show you on the left, the From group, all of your groups and classes that you have set up and you have checked to show on the advanced screen. Okay, now to the right, the To Groups column, this is where you are going to then fill in the groups that the From groups advance into. Okay, the first time you come in here, this will be blank. You will need to specify the specific groups it advances to. So as we look at this list, you can see first and second grade Sunday school class will advance to third, fourth grade Sunday school class, and then so forth. Third and fourth, fifth and sixth, fifth and sixth, seventh, eighth, then to senior high. Okay, so once you have these selected here in this drop box, you then want to come down to the bottom and you want to hit the save button here once you've made your changes. Okay. Now, couple other things on this screen to keep in mind. You do have this remove history button. Okay. So the remove history button is going to be really important for if you decide to keep a history of whom was in what group. Okay, so let me read a little excerpt from the book here. If you would like to have the old group class information removed from the individual screen upon advancement, click to place a check mark in the remove history box. If you would like to leave the group class on the member's record to keep a history of that person's involvement, leave the remove history box blank. Okay, so it's all going to depend on what information you want to see. So if you don't care to see the history that someone used to be in this group, you're going to check the remove history button. If you do want to see who was in what group and when, then it's really important, and I'll show you on the next screen, using start dates and end dates. So you can see back in 2020 who was in what group. One way isn't better than the other. It's just up to you if you need to see the history of who was in what group or not. For this example, I'm going to just check everything to remove the history. Okay. Now, column over here to the right is going to show you the username that did the advancement and the date the advancement was last done. So if you come in here and you see somebody just advanced something last month, you probably don't need to advance your groups and classes again, unless there was a mistake. So it's really important to keep in mind who did the advancing and when they occurred, so you don't jump them too far in the future, if you will. Okay, now I'm going to come over here to the left and I'm going to simply check the groups and classes that I'm wanting to advance. Once you have the ones you want to advance and you make sure you have the two group filled in, you're going to come down over here to the right and you are going to click Advance Selected. Now, your first group that you checked, you can see first grade through third, fourth grade here. It's telling us where they're moving from and where they're moving to. Okay, so they're moving from the first and second grade class to the third and fourth grade class. And it's going to show you people in this group as of this day. And then you can decide, do we want to move everybody by simply checking this box, or you can specify only certain people. Because this from group includes two different grade levels, you might need to leave Victoria in this class because she's just moving from first to second grade. So she's still staying in the front group, but Jen and Nate are moving forward. Okay, over here on the right you have some other options as well. You can choose to advance their role, advance any comments, or you can choose to advance teachers, and then the teachers' names will appear, and anyone who's inactive that you may have made inactive over the years, if you wish to advance them, you can check that box. Typically this advance inactive you're going to leave unchecked. Teachers, that's going to depend on the teacher, if the teacher wants to move up with their kids or if they're always going to stay and continue to teach that first, second grade Sunday school class. Okay? Now, down here at the bottom it says set the date range that the selected persons will be in third and fourth grade. So using dates can make advancing groups much easier. We strongly encourage you to use dates if the group will be advancing. If you still do not wish to use dates, you can leave these blank. So if you want to specify when Jen and Nate start and end in third and fourth grade Sunday school class, you can specify those dates here. Okay, so I'm going to say okay to this. Jen and Nate are going to advance. Here's a little blurb letting you know what's going to happen. History will be removed and people will be moved. Okay, I'm going to say okay. Now it jumps us to our next advancement. So this is third, fourth grade to fifth, sixth. Okay, so these were the original people in the third and fourth grade, and now they're moving to 5th and 6th grade. We're going to say everybody in here is a 4th grader, so everybody needs to go up to the next Sunday school group, which is 5th, 6th grade. I'm going to check them all, say okay. Here's that message letting me know start and end dates are good. I'm just going to say okay through this. Same thing, 5th and 6th grade to 7th and 8th grade now. Let's check everybody, but get rid of Molly. Let's say she's just moving from 5th to 6th grade. Say okay. And then here is our last group. Our junior high group is now advancing to our senior high group. We're going to take everybody and we're going to say okay. Right. Now that we're back on this screen, you can see we've gone through our 4 classes, and you can see advanced by, universal login. This will probably have someone's name if they're set up for a username by their name, and then the date the advancement was done. Okay. Once you're done, click save and just cancel right out. And that is all you have to do to get those different groups and classes advanced.